Help with today.
Yes, I'm calling because I have been not able to pick up or bring riders from either Hobby or IAH Airport in the Houston, Texas area for I think it's about 6 weeks now. And I'm calling to find out the status of it because I did an appeal and I was told that I get over the phone with you all Uber support. That's what the person told me that. In essence, that's what it was. And they said in 5 business days I would hear something back, and I didn't. And then the person did it again for the second time, and after 8 days I didn't hear anything that time. And then when I called back, the person I talked to, told me that he was going to do something that would be only take, he said 72, not business days, but just 72 hours, and that he was pretty sure that I would be able to start by driving from the airport because I can't remember what he said his reasons were, but I'll tell you now that my before um, I was taken off of airport trips and not able to do airport trips. I was told that they suspected fraudulent activities, and somebody like in your area, so it's Uber support, told me that it was that I was canceling trips at the airport, and the reason that I was canceling trips at the time was because I thought as an independent contractor, and you don't know where the person is going until you actually pick them up, or actually after you get the request. And so I would call, and I did do that. I would call to find out where they were going. If I had, usually at the airport you wait from 1 to 3 hours to get a trip. And so, to me, if I was going to make $10 on a trip after waiting for 2 hours or 3 hours, it wasn't worth it to me. So I would cancel and wait to get a trip that would be, further, because we only get, 64. I only get 64 cents a mile for each trip. So that's what I was doing, but I thought that I could do that as an independent contractor. But now, um, since Uber is on the stock market, because they weren't enforcing anything, and I had been driving for 18 months before the second time. I drove for them for 4 months in 2015, and then this time around I've been driving approximately 18 months, but they have me down as 4 years because they didn't change they kept the same start date, the 2015 start date. And so, anyway, so for at least 16 months, I was doing just what I told you I was doing at the airport. In addition to that, I had a job. I was working for the Census Bureau, so I had to be available to do interviews, for that job, telephone interviews. So I would tell my clients, or the people in my caseload, that they could call me from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Sundays, to make sure that I, got the interview completed. So if they called me while I was waiting at the airport, then I would just turn off the app and, do the interview, complete my interview. And 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 then once that was over, I would, turn the app back on. But again, I thought that that was all allowed, but because because of the independence part of the title. So now, are you reviewing it while I'm talking? I hope you are, because the guy who told me it was 72 hours, now it's been probably a week or even maybe longer than a week, and I still haven't heard. And then he sent me a message telling me that somebody sent me a message saying that to be patient, that Uber was like I was going to get the results I needed, which is to be able to, drive at the airport. Because right now I came back to the airport. I checked a week ago. I came out to one of the airports and I wasn't able to get on. So I'm at Hobby Airport now, and I got the same message: you cannot join the queue. So I was calling to see if anything that y'all can do. Cause back to what I was saying about how I was like rejecting the trips. So now my acceptance rate is at 93%, and it has to be 85. And then my cancellation rate is 3%. And at one time, because I told you I was doing that, it was like 17 or 18% um, cancellation. So I have improved, and I just need, the income. I'm no longer working for the Census Bureau, so I really need the income, from this. And it's like right now with me just getting trips, little short trips. My income is like 1/3 of what I was making when I was doing the airport runs, the airport trips. So I just want to know what can be done so that I can start by getting airport trips, because I haven't violated any of the airport rules as far as it relates to them authorizing, giving me permission to drive out here. And then when I started in 2015, I went through all the requirements that the city of Houston had for TNC drivers, and that included, FBI background check, fingerprinting. Um, you had to go to the city and see if you had any outstanding warrants. You had to be drug tested, and all of that. So I've gone through all of that, to do this job because I'm 65 and I really, really, really right now need the income, because I bought a new car in October and I need to, make the payments. And even though I got a lot of miles on the car now, um, at least I can make my payments timely with this additional income minus the expenses.